Okay, creating your first message. Now that we have our form, you're probably saying to yourself, but what do I say to these people? Of course, now they've signed up for my list. How in the world am I going to communicate with them? Okay, well, no problem. Let's go into our account here, and we're going to click on Messages. And this is where we set up our message. As of right now, of course, nothing is set up. So if people sign up for my list, I'm going to be in trouble. I don't even have a welcome message. So then go ahead and click on Add Message. And you'll see here, we want to talk about the subject. In this video, I'm just going to show you how to write it. As far as the content that should go in it, we're going to talk about that in detail over the next several videos. But for right now, I'm just going to show you basically how to get it into the system. Of course, your subject goes here, and then whatever you're going to write goes here. Now you'll see that you have templates that you can mess around with, and also the option to have HTML messaging or text, of course, and or. Now, one thing that I'm gonna tell you how I do it. It seems like people are not real keen on getting emails that are HTML heavy as far as having a lot of images and whatnot. A lot of spam uses it. Sometimes if you send a message that has a lot of pictures in it, it's going to get blocked. It's going to get tripped by the spam filters. What I do is I always stick with the simple plain text message. I don't even do HTML, so everyone's just getting text from me. Now, of course, you can have it be fancy if you want. You can experiment and see, what's going to work better for you. But sometimes, in my opinion, people can get carried away with fancy stuff, and even though it looks nice, it's not going to convert as well. It's not going to sell as well. I really want people, I follow the KISS approach, keep it simple, stupid. But of course, if you want to dress up your emails, you can have them look pretty fancy. Aweber provides that for free. But again, I usually just stick with the basic stuff here. So let's say that I go ahead and I start typing my message. Of course, I'm not going to recommend that you write gibberish like this. You'll see here it's going to go on and on and on. What I do is I just paste it in here, how to write it, and then I click on Wrap Long Lines. What it's going to do is it's going to pre-format this so it's going to be readable by just about anybody out there. If I were to not do this, it's going to create problems. It's a little bit complicated to explain, but I'm sure if you go look at your inbox and look at emails that you've received from other internet marketers, you will see that they all keep this format. And there's a very strong reason for that, and it has to do with email programs jarbling things up. So what I always do is I go ahead and I open up my notepad or maybe even my word processor, but be careful with that too. You don't want extra formatting garbage in there. And I take whatever I wrote and I copy it and I paste it right into here, and then I hit Wrap Long Lines, and it puts it in a format that is easy for people to read. It's very important. Okay, if you want, you can attach a file too. I'm going to go ahead and of course you can preview the message if you want. And then hit save and you have your first message. Creating additional messages is just as easy as the first. Go ahead and hit add message. And then just go ahead and create it. Now, of course, you can go ahead and specify when this message is going to be sent out. Do you want it sent out the very next day or 7 days later? And we'll talk about intervals in a minute as well, but here you can just pick whatever you want. And that's basically how you get your messages going. Pretty easy stuff. And of course, you can go back at any time and edit your emails. They're always going to be here. And you can also, if anybody complains about your message, it will show up here as well. So it's pretty cool stuff. And there's additional options. You can reset statistics and things like that, but I'm not going to bore you with that. You can kind of, check it out yourself as well.